Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths is a 2024 animated trilogy based on the comic book created by Marv Wolfman and the late George Perez, who also illustrated it. This isn't the first time an adaptation of this story was made, as the Arrowverse adapted it into a 5-part event, which I can't talk about because I haven't seen the Arrowverse, so yeah, I stink at that fact. However, I did watch the animated trilogy, yet I haven't seen the Tomorrowverse, so what made me want to watch this? Well, I do own the full comic, and I love it, and when I heard there was going to be an animated trilogy, I was like, cool, I'll watch it at some point. So after watching it, well, it's mid. Let me explain. So starting with part 1, Flash is going through flashbacks of like how he met Iris West and their time life, how the Justice League was formed with Superman, Green Arrow, and Flash himself fighting Amazo and uniting with Batman, recruiting Martian Manhunter and Vixen. That's an odd pick. Why not introduce the Earth 1 Wonder Woman, who never appears in the Tomorrowverse at all? Which is weird. I don't know much about Vixen. Like, I'm not the biggest DC fan, but I do know a lot of DC stuff. Like, I know about the DCU, the 1940s Batman serials, The Dark Knight Returns, Infinite Crisis, Super Friends, Batman Beyond, etc. So, yeah. They then try getting Hal Jordan Green Lantern, but he denies it. The Tomorrowverse didn't do the Green Lanterns that justice, which I will talk more about later. But then the League fights Amazo and Lex Luthor, who is in a power suit that makes him look like an awful lot like Metallo. Now, I am kind of jumping points because the first half is kind of mixed up in my mind, and then he runs into old, homeless man John Constantine. Then traveling to Earth 3, meeting the crime syndicate. It's a new version. Like, why not bring back the Crisis on 2 Earths version here? But what can you do? Their Earth dies, and then we cut to Barry Allen recruiting Anthony Ivo, who dies from Amazo. After all that, we cut to Barry's wedding, which is interrupted by Harbinger, who recruits them all. And then we see the Monitor ship, where we see many characters in the background. Side note, Black Lightning right there, he has caused a whole bunch of controversy. Because from what it looks like, they plagiarized a Black Lightning design from fan art, which was made before the film came out. Oof! Also, Batman of Earth 1 meets Robin, Dick Grayson of Earth 2, and the Huntress of Earth 2, Helena Wayne. I didn't bring this up earlier because I saved it for here, but Bruce Wayne of Earth 1 never adopted Dick Grayson, which in my script says Duck, of Earth 1, which in my script, for some reason, I typed Earth 2 because I'm stupid, which actually kind of works here. While Earth 2 Batman, who is dead, who has a whole bad family. I'll talk more about when I'll get to part 2. It's also revealed that Selena Kyles and Bruce Wayne of Earth 2 were married, but died. We are then introduced to Earth 2 Wonder Woman and Earth 2 Supergirl, who are dating. We also learn that Harbinger is Supergirl, which is weird. We then meet Dr. Light, who is annoying as... We also meet other characters like Ted Kore's Blue Beetle and Mr. Terrific. The Monitor then explains that the antimatter walls are devouring Earths. They then decide to build towers to stop the antimatter walls from destroying said Earths. like Earth 2, Earth 146, Earth 4, and Earth 1. We then get a scene with the two Supermen saying Earth 2 Lois Lane died, and Earth 2 Superman and Earth 2 Wonder Woman fell in love. Then for Barry Allen, he and Iris travel to their old age, basically where Iris dies, and Barry sacrifices himself to save Earth 1. The film ends with the Legion of Superheroes minus Supergirl dying, which ends part 1. So part 1 was pretty good, but the opening was very confusing for me. I give it an 8. Not perfect, but it works. Part 2 opens with Batman, who's on Earth 2, chasing after someone who turns out to be Commissioner Gordon of Earth 2, but is affected from what could be Joker gas. Speaking of the Joker, he runs into the Joker of Earth 2, as well as Earth 2 Solomon Grundy and Killer Croc. The villains try blowing up the tower. I can't remember the name of it. But are stopped by the Earth 2 Bat family, which consists of the previously mentioned Earth 2 Robin and Huntress, but also Damian Wayne's Robin, So Earth 2 has 2 Robins, I guess, and Batwing, who just disappears in the background. He's there, has no lines. Batgirl, who is most likely from Earth 2. Because, again, one, the Batman we followed for the Tomorrowverse never had a sidekick, and the Barbara Gordon of Earth 1 is a kid, still, as seen in The Long Halloween. And, holy crap! That's Batman Beyond! Holy crap! It's Will Ferrell! I need to check. Is it Will Ferrell? I need to check the cast. It's Will Ferrell! Ooh, yeah, boy! Can't wait to hear what he says. Bring it on!
I'll tell you what he wasn't. Alone. Where'd they go? They were about to slag the whole planet. Why break off their attack?
They're not. They're changing the target.
Fan Service 101. Terry McGinnis, Batman, is just fan service to get people to watch the movie. Giving him 3 lines in this, and in part 3, he has 2 lines.
Maybe they made another stop on the way here.
He'll be okay.
Will any of us?
So, in total, he has 5 lines in the entire trilogy. Heck, I don't even think it's him from the DCAU. Like, it's just some new version of him. Most likely from Earth 2, which actually kind of makes sense. Like, the Batman of Earth 2 died, so he'd be the successor, like the person who'd take up the mantle. But if you have Will Ferrell as Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, don't waste him. Back to the movie. Batman denies the Bat family, and we move on to focus on the Psycho Pirate, talking to what we learn to be Dr. Fate, who looks and sounds amazing. And this is most of the movie. It focuses on the Psycho Pirate, which almost put me to sleep. Now, it was interesting to learn about his origin, but he gets multiverse traveling powers, and it's not explained at all. Later on in the film, he does mind manipulation to the other characters, which causes the characters to fight each other, which I'll get to later, maybe in the middle of the film. He meets the Anti-Monitor and names the Anti-Monitor. But his mind manipulation does help with the effect with Supergirl killing the Monitor. Speaking of those two, the movie reveals Kara was meant to die but was saved by the Monitor. And he even raised her. Also, watching the film, Supergirl and Harbinger being one is fine now, and the father-daughter relationship kind of worked. It was fine for the story. The Monitor acting when not supposed to showed some development. I was surprised that in this, Supergirl didn't die, which we'll get to. She is given the Monitor's powers. They did good connecting the reason why Supergirl killed the Monitor. But moving on, John Stewart, Green Lantern, and Dr. Light are defending off one of the towers, but then again, they fight due to the whole mind manipulation. During that whole mind manipulation now, on to Wonder Woman, who teams up with the Amazonians, correct me if I said it wrong, of Earth 46. It was okay. I don't recall that much about it, but it seemed that she died, but her tiara is seen going back to Green Lantern. And John Stewart, he has a fight with John Constantine, who Constantine turns to his normal younger self. But then for some reason, John sacrifices, he fights Constantine. Oh wait, never mind. I'm rereading my script. I'm a doofus. He sacrifices his power ring, which affected nothing. It was pointless. But Kamandi and Solvar did get a large role. They kind of bonded a friendship. Solvar dies, but it does add more stakes during the film. The heroes fight off shadow demons, but then the shadow demons change their target, creating the Anti-Monitor. This design sucks. It's just a black monster. The film also ends with Supergirl killing the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor about to kill the heroes. Part 2 was kind of a step down, focusing on the Psycho Pirate, putting Batman Beyond all over the marketing, but he does almost nothing. The voice of John Stewart's Lantern sacrifice leads to nothing, and the Anti-Monitor design is bad. I'm giving Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 a 6.9. Part 3 opens where Part 2 ended, with the heroes being rescued from the Anti-Monitor into the bleed, being the main set in the film. Hawkgirl and Earth 2 Superman find Wonder Woman, who survived Part 2. And she's kind of used as the audience surrogate in a way. Something I want to point out is the first movie, the main character was the Flash. In the second movie, the main character was Supergirl. But also Psycho Pirate, Monitor, with focus being given to Wonder Woman, John Stewart, Kamandi, and Batman. But you get what I'm saying. In this movie, it actually feels like a Justice League movie. Some of the and that's kind of a good thing. Now, some of the heroes then fight dinosaurs in what maybe is Metropolis with the cameo from the Losers, which was kind of cool. But it went on for too long. The movie then introduces the Legion of Doom of Earth 10, which in the comics is a Nazi world, but here, I guess it's a world where mostly characters related to Batman and Superman exist, I guess, because the Legion is Lex Luthor and some Batman villains. Which, these Batman villains don't really do anything. Luthor forces himself into the events, and apparently they have the Psycho Pirate, and they practically kill him. The rivalry with Earth 1 Superman was kind of interesting. Oh, and Luthor told the Anti-Monitor, where the bleed was. The Anti-Monitor would betray you. Bull crap. But then the Bat Family of Earth 2 gets some time to shine where they fight Nazis. Yes. Batman, Robin, Damian Wayne, Huntress, and Batgirl, and Terry McGinnis fight Nazis. Hey, we get to see Batman Beyond kick a Nazi in the face, so yeah. I'm in. Also, Batgirl has a bit of a role here. And at the end, I did feel a small connection between Batman, Huntress, and Robin. Batman then gets infected with fear gas, remembering Old Man Barry from Warworld. I haven't seen Warworld. I'm going off from what I've seen online. Here, Batman kind of gets a role with it unfolding later in the film. I'm going to this point now. Batman and Constantine go back in time to what started this, being the reason why the multiverse was born. Tomorrowverse Flash kills baby Darkseid. This kind of made me feel mad and uncomfortable in a way. The uncomfortable part was killing the concept of a baby and seeing a baby bleed. Ugh. I just don't like seeing babies getting beaten up in media. It makes me feel weird and disgusted for some reason. I don't know why. But the mad part is, just because Darkseid didn't exist in the Tomorrowverse, shouldn't be the reason why the multiverse is born. That's dumb. Like, Darkseid's in the DCAU. Darkseid's in Teen Titans Go. Darkseid's in Super Friends. Bull crap. But back to the movie. Jon Stewart was just forced in. He got his power ring back. Pointless. More on how pointless him sacrificing his ring was. Again, the Tomorrowverse failed the Green Lanterns, but a touching scene is one with Supergirl and Batgirl, which a scene like that did happen in the comics. And the Anti-Monitor begins to destroy Earths, starting with Earth 146. The Aquaman we follow throughout the film's work. The one with the facial hair and the hook, not the one from Earth 2. He then sacrifices himself, which, why didn't they just beam them up? I have no idea, but hey, Aquaman's dead, and Earth 2 also ends up being killed. It was emotional, though. The heroes and villains then fight the Anti-Monitor. Superman was supposed to absorb, sun energy or something, but Supergirl did that. And Supergirl ends up defeating the Anti-Monitor, which, cool. I kind of wish Earth 2 Superman did that, though. Though, it didn't really feel like they needed two Supermen. But the defeat of the Anti-Monitor comes with a sacrifice. That being Supergirl's life. They recreate the panel of her death really well, though. But then, we get to the cameos. Again, we already have Batman Beyond's model in here. Again, it's not him from the cartoon. But we also get the Super Friends of Earth 508. I thought that was 1956 or Earth 5096. But they're killed off. We also get the Teen Titans of Earth 2003. It's just the Watchtower. But they're also killed off. But the biggest cameo, Kevin Conroy's Batman from the DCAU Earth 12, which I thought Earth 12 was the Batman Beyond tie-in comics. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. If comments are available on this video, which they better be. This scene marks the last time Kevin Conroy voices Batman. Kevin Conroy passed away in 2022 due to colon cancer. Now, these lines were recorded before he passed away. Also, Joker is there, voiced by Mark Hamill, marking the last time he voiced the Joker, because he stepped down from voicing the Joker due to Conroy's death. Now, Mark Hamill sounds a bit off, and it's not an impersonator. It's him!
I must say,
Batsy. I'm flattered. The end of the world, and you want to spend it with me? I didn't know you cared.
Okay, so these next parts talking about the Joker, I'm recording them like outside of the script. So my original guess was the voice directing. Like, I thought that was Mark Hamill. He just didn't get the best voice directing. And I didn't think it... Oh, wait, never mind. They wanted him to sound like his younger self. However, on the digital version, they have fixed Hamill's voice. I will play the clip now.
I must say, Batsy, I'm flattered. The end of the world, and you want to spend it with me? I didn't know you cared.
That sounds more like Hamill. I get that Mark Hamill is getting old and all, but that was kind of a bit better than I sounded like this for my final performance. Whereas it's better for this. I sounded like this for my final performance. But Kevin Conroy's clip, and this is a good thing.
I care, Joker. About Gotham. About justice. And if it has to end, at least I go out like this. Being Batman.
Fire, bro. Fire. I'm gonna miss Kevin Conroy as Batman. But they also die. As a matter of fact, the entire DCAU is dead. Too. But all those Earths are probably merged into this new world. The heroes and villains all walk through to the new world. They don't restore Baby Darkseid or the other worlds. So yeah, those cameos were kind of anti-fan service in a way. Again, Conroy's final lines as Batman. Fire. We do get a small tease of this new world with a young Wonder Woman, a shot of her world looking up at the sky and into the Tomorrowverse. This movie was fine. But it's got some good stuff, like, again, Kevin Conroy's final lines as Batman. Yeah. So, I give this a 7. But this trilogy is 5. A lot of other cameos, like, we're in a post-Spider-Verse world, and you could do more than what you did, like, have Brave and the Bold Batman, or have the Justice League Action Team, or the Teen Titans Go, or Fletcher's Superman. The animation is fine. The voice acting is pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say it's memorable besides Kevin Conroy's Batman, mostly because it's his final line. But it was a very awesome line. There's some good voice acting, like Jensen Ackles as Batman, Darren Criss as Superman, Stan Aketic as Wonder Woman, Meg Donnelly as Supergirl, Will Friedle as Batman Beyond, mostly because he's a DC Legacy cast member, and Zach Callison as Robin. I was only naming a few. If you have anybody you want to put down, put it in the comments below. Side note, when I say Robin, I'm talking about both the Robins. Zach voiced both the Robins in this. So yeah, just figured I should clarify that. The soundtrack was just there, but overall, I give this a 7.7. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.